Being the fan, the fangirl, the audience, can that be the meaning of life? Or the purpose to some people's life, at least? That's what I want to explore today in this video, which is going to be kind of like a journaly type of video from me, someone whose entire life is basically centered around media and entertainment. So in this video, there's going to be a lot of talking about me, but hopefully it's something that might give at least some of you something to think about. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to include a clip from one of my favorite cartoons, The Weekenders, because I think this is a great way to lead us into what we're going to be talking about today.
You! What are your plans?
Well, I thought maybe I would read a book, you know, to improve my mind.
Improve your mind by reading a book. A lofty goal indeed. Doesn't that sound like an excellent plan, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it isn't! Anyone can read a book. Why don't you write one, like I did? That would be the work of a true super kid.
Why would you read a book when you could write a book? That got me thinking a lot. So I want to talk about the audience and the creator. I would venture to say that in many cases, the audience and the creator are contemporaries. The creator needs their audience. And in many cases, the creator and audience are kindred spirits. They're like the same kind of person. Like they understand each other and what each other is trying to convey and what each other wants to receive. The exchange between the creator and the audience is like a collaboration of the minds. It's like a meeting of the minds. And referring back to that cartoon clip, I think a lot of society kind of puts that idea on us. You know, like our parents, for example, might think we are wasting a lot of time playing video games, wasting our life even. But if we were on a team creating those video games, it would be a different story. And why is that? These are all just people who love and understand video games. Are these not the same? The same kind of mind? The gamers and the creators? They all have the same eye, the same heart, the same passion for the same thing. Same with like music or movies. You're frittering your life away if you're just like laying around watching too many movies or listening to too much music. But if you're a filmmaker or if you're a musician, like somehow that's better. That's somehow more acceptable. You're seen as being a more valuable person if you're creating the art and not just receiving it. But we need the audience. So lately I've been thinking about my life as a fangirl. YouTube videos, podcasts, TV shows, movies, video games, cartoons, music. Did I already say music? All these things that I love deeply, think about all the time, consume every day. These things have shaped my life and my identity. However, I'm not so much of a creator of these things. I'm more of just an audience. And I wonder sometimes, is there something wrong with that? Like, okay, so music, for example, is one area where, especially growing up, like I'm growing up, I'm hanging out with some other metal kids, and like those metal kids also play music. Like they play a little bit of metal. They play guitar, they play the drums. And I wasn't really doing that. I mean, I played guitar, but not good enough to play metal, right? So I always felt like I wasn't a real fan of metal because I wasn't able to understand the technicalities behind the music and like how can I be such a real fan if I don't even touch an instrument? Do you know what I mean? There's something that just felt strange about that. And even here on YouTube, there are some channels that I follow. They're like movie reviewers, movie fans who also do independent filmmaking on their own. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here watching movies. I'm not trying to make anything. And is that wrong? Am I just worthless? I hear this sort of thing a lot. You go to work for the man 8 hours a day, and then you get home, and then you numb your mind with video games or Netflix, and then you get up to do it all over again. You're a robot. It's an empty existence. And then sometimes I just straight up hear that you waste your life. If you are playing video games, you are wasting your life. I've heard shit like that, and I would not like take personal offense, obviously, but I personally would have to disagree. People are really coming for the entertainment industry, but need I remind you, this is art, and art saves. Obviously, everyone has their opinion, and moderation is important, definitely, but things like video games and TV just brought me so much comfort and relief, and like really stimulated my imagination growing up. So these naysayers that say playing video games is a waste, they would probably also say that creating art is productive. But once again, if the creator and the audience are contemporaries, this is a circle where everyone plays a part and everyone is important. Again though, I do have to mention moderation is important, but also curation is important. Like, it's not necessarily the best for your soul to just consume mainstream media, just consume what they feed you. But I think exploration and just finding what makes you feel good, it can be really beneficial in a person's life. So now we've arrived at the real question here. Can consumption of media be my or your or anyone's meaning in life? I would venture to say yes. Not for everyone, but some people, I think their purpose of being on this earth is to consume media, is to be entertained. And furthermore, okay, these are some examples that I thought that can be like real evidence that media can be somebody's meaning of life. Movie critics, for example, they are watching movies. They're just watching movies, and that's their job. Of course, they have to write about the movies they watch, but consuming media is their livelihood. So there are many examples of being a fan of something as being your livelihood. And I think that is important to note. People who play video games but stream them, so they're streamers, that can be their livelihood. That can be how they make their money. How is that not a meaning of purpose in life? But I do want to go on to say that not everyone's meaning of life is what their job is. That's not always purpose job. That's not always the case, I don't think. I'm just speculating here. So I think not everyone's purpose in life is what they do. Maybe some people's purpose in life is what they feel. And you guys, my media of choosing, the way it makes me feel is just euphoric. Seriously, okay, like even some of my movies will make me just cry up, like tear up a little bit. A lot of my music makes me tear up a little bit. I mean, Zach and my cartoons that we watch has shaped our conversations. Our conversations and our humor are built around references to like Family Guy and American Dad. It has just built me my life and given me everything I love in life. My media brings me euphoria, okay? And to get a little spiritual here, sometimes I suspect that I opted to incarnate on Earth during this time because of Earth's rich media in this era. Not only is the media of today so wonderful, but we also are at a point where we can access, at the click of a button, media from history. I can even watch a movie from 1930, like right now if I wanted to, in this room. There's something so beautiful. So we're in this really special age, but we can also access everything from the past. So just high accessibility to all different types of media and to be able to explore on your own. So it's not just mainstream what is fed to you. It's not just what's on the shelf in the bookstore or what's on this channel right now. It's you have access to everything, it feels like. And I think our media, our art, music, movies, all of our entertainment that we have is unique to this earth. I think. That's what I'm thinking. And it's not something we have when we're not on Earth. And I think I really wanted to be here for that. Some of us enjoy media more than anything else. And it's not because our monotonous life sucks. It's just because that's what brings us true joy. Because we just love it. So, for some context, to support my theory that my purpose in life might be media and consumption of media, I wanted to show a few examples of, why I think that. Video games. For me, they're not an escape from this world, but it's like a world within a world. It's fantasy, and fantasy, think about fantasy as being unique to Earth as well. So it's not like you're escaping Earth. Earth is the gateway to the fantasy. It's a world within a world. And it's beautiful, and I just feel so at peace. Like, let's say when I'm in Skyrim or whatever, and I really like soak up the sights, the sounds, and just imagine how it feels to be there. And then when I come out of my video game and come back into this world, I feel like I emerge with this newfound appreciation for the little details around me. Like, oh, how intricate the leaves on the trees are, and how pretty the motion is when the wind blows through them. I feel like I can take appreciation from the video games and take it out into real life. Video games inspired me to start sewing. It's because of video games that I sew and learned how to sew. Because of cosplay. Video games have made me many friends and also brought me to many conventions. Movies. My love for movies has resulted in many paintings, drawings, photo shoots, and even these YouTube videos where I've had such a great time connecting with people. Movies have brought me to screenings and conventions that have filled my heart with such joy to be able to meet fans and meet people who have played a hand in these life-changing films and meet other people who feel the same way I do. My love of movies has even taken me on pilgrimages to filming locations, namely the Gummo tour I went on. Music. My love for music has brought me to over 60 concerts and allowed me to meet some of my favorite musicians. Music has inspired my entire wardrobe and home decor. Music has shaped my dwelling space and shaped what I clothe myself in. Music, of course, has gotten me through many hard times and many happy times, and has been the catalyst for making many of my friends. Podcasts talk about spiritual growth. Okay, my love for the paranormal and its shows and podcasts has helped me to really change and shape my own worldview, my own spirituality. It has brought me to conventions and events. It's even brought me to appear on podcasts, including my favorite, and it has allowed me to connect with other free-thinking people. And podcasts are just like church for me, seriously. Television. Like I mentioned, our entire portfolio of jokes comes straight from the funny cartoons that we watch in this house, and has given me a sense of humor that I didn't have before. And this sense of humor is really what helps me to pivot when I am like having a negative feeling, like I had a negative experience with someone or whatever. I can just learn to laugh about it. And then, of course, my love for Degrassi brought me and Zach to freaking Toronto. And we met so many people. And we had the best time. So there's this moment on the flight back from Toronto that I never want to forget. We were flying home. We were flying over Chicago. It was nighttime. And it was the 4th of July. And I had a window seat. So I was looking out the window as we flew over the city. And all these fireworks were going off, and you could just see from above fireworks from all over the city underneath. And it was crazy. I mean, we didn't plan that. It's just how things happened. And I remember just watching all of that, and my heart was just welling up with gratitude and amazement. And I was thinking about the last few days we had spent in Toronto, which I have already stamped as the best time of my life. And I had this thought to myself: it's all worth it. Everything we're doing is worth it. All the trials and tribulations and the challenges and everything we put up with here on this earth is worth it for these incredible moments we can find. My whole life has been worth it. It was just this feeling of like understanding and knowing. I know a lot of times we wonder, is this worth it? Like, what is this for? It was this moment of just knowing, like, this is worth it. And all of that was because of a TV show. Okay, all that came from a TV show. So that is my point, that media can be so influential in a person's life. It can make them feel so deeply, and it really shape the world around them and shape their own life. So I think there is true purpose in being a fan of something. Some of my best memories in life are conventions, concerts, and other media related activities that are simply just a part of being a fan. So yeah, fan content has been a large part of my YouTube channel. Even though I feel like these aren't necessarily valuable videos or that I'm being a productive person. But I'm trying to shift my mindset on that a little bit. Like, over the last few months, my Jalo videos in particular have really brought some cool Jalo people around. And I was just talking with my friend Danielle that Jalo people are just so nice. And it's been great to meet you guys and like talk to you guys and just to have that feedback that people are enjoying the Jalo vids. It's really cool. And even though I'm not doing anything, like I just watched a movie. I just watched a movie and I'm telling you that I watched a movie. But people are still getting something out of that, and I'm still getting something out of that. Even still, I feel like I'm not a critic or a reviewer, like an accomplished one anyway, and I don't use the most flowery language, and I don't like get real deep into interpretations of these films. I kind of feel like I'm not doing the movies or you guys justice. But the other day, I was looking for some Jalo reviews to watch, and I realized, like, I had this moment where I realized what I was looking for. I was looking for someone who would just talk about the movie. Like, I just want to hear someone talk about the movie. It didn't have to be in any sort of format. It didn't have to be deep or critical or really, really academic. I just wanted to hear somebody talk about it in any way. And that's when I realized, like, maybe that's what people want from me. They don't want an essay. They just want to hear me talk about it. And maybe that's how it is. So maybe I don't need to feel like I'm not really delivering, because maybe you guys just want to hear a fan talk, because a lot of us are doing this alone. A lot of us are Jalo fans or horror fans or whatever alone. So we come online to find that community, even if it's just conversational, like, man, I watched this movie, that one part was dumb. So, in conclusion, I do think that my meaning of my life could be to be a fan of media. Not saying it would ever be my livelihood, although that would be awesome, but I don't know if that's in the cards for me. But yeah, I might be born to be a fan. I might be here to thrive off of Earth's media and all it has to offer in this golden age. But I know, like, a media-rich, media-saturated life isn't everybody's thing. It's definitely not. But it's my thing. So that's why media is one of my 5 M's on this channel. Music, metal, media, makeup, musings. Wait, I don't know what my 5 M's are. I'd love to hear what you think about the meaning of life or the purpose of life, and if anything I said resonated with you today. And yeah, just kind of wanted to get that out there. That was fun. I feel like I didn't show off my shirt like I should have, but I also wanted to show off my hair. So here's my shirt. I'll see all you kindred spirits